Are you a luxury SUV buyer who is currently stuck between the raw, sports car soul of a Porsche and the high-tech, lounge-like comfort of a Mercedes-Benz? For the 2026 model year, both brands have finally put their best-selling midsize SUVs into the electric arena with the all-new Porsche Macan EV and the Mercedes-Benz GLC EV. But here is the part they don't tell you in the glossy brochures. One of these cars can actually charge faster than almost anything else on the road, while the other offers a digital brain that can literally learn your daily habits. If you pick the wrong one, you might end up with a high-tech computer that feels like a boat on the road, or a lightning-fast sports car that feels way too cramped for a family road trip. Most people think that since these are both German luxury EVs, they are basically the same underneath. That is a huge mistake. We are looking at two completely different ideas of what a luxury electric car should be. In this video, we are going to break down every single detail of the 2026 Porsche Macan EV and the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC EV. We will compare their real-world range, their actual 0 to 60 times, the crazy screen technology inside, and exactly how much they will cost you at a US dealership. By the end, you'll know exactly which one deserves a spot in your driveway and which one is just riding on its brand name. Let's start with how these things look, because let's be honest, you want people to notice when you pull up. The 2026 Porsche Macan EV looks like a 911 that went to the gym and grew a few inches. It's got that classic Porsche fly line, that sloping roof that makes it look like it's moving even when it's parked. It's actually more aerodynamic than it looks, with a drag coefficient of 0.25. Porsche uses active aero, like a rear spoiler that pops up at high speeds, and cooling flaps that open and close. You can get wheels up to 22 inches on the Macan, which really fill out the arches and give it a mean stance. The headlights are split into two parts now. The 4-point daytime running lights are up top, and the actual main beam is hidden lower down in the bumper. On the flip side, the Mercedes-Benz GLC EV goes for a much softer look. It's not trying to be a sports car. It looks more like a smooth pebble shaped by a river. The big news here is the grille. Since it's electric, it doesn't need air, so it's a solid black panel with hundreds of tiny Mercedes stars that can light up. It's very Vegas compared to the Porsche's Nuremberg vibe. The Mercedes is also a bit longer. Its wheelbase is about 118 inches, which is significantly longer than the gas-powered GLC. This gives it a more stretched-out, elegant look. While the Porsche has a continuous light bar at the back, the Mercedes has these cool star-shaped patterns inside the taillights. The Porsche looks like a Predator. The Mercedes looks like a spaceship. Now we get to the meat of the comparison. This is where the gap between these two really starts to show. The Porsche Macan EV is built on the new PPE platform, which stands for Premium Platform Electric. This is a big deal because it's an 800-volt system. The base Macan EV starts with 335 horsepower and rear-wheel drive. But if you step up to the Macan 4, you get 402 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. That gets you to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds. If you're a speed freak, the Porsche Turbo EV is a monster. It puts out up to 630 horsepower and a massive 833 pound-feet of torque. It hits 60 in just 3.1 seconds. That is faster than many supercars from just a few years ago. The Mercedes GLC EV is no slouch, but it's playing a different game. It uses a different platform that focuses more on quietness. The top model at launch, the Mercedes-Benz GLC 400 4MATIC, comes with 483 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. It's plenty fast for merging onto the highway, hitting 60 in about 4.5 seconds, but it won't give you that stomach-in-your-throat feeling like the Porsche. Mercedes focuses more on the Airmatic air suspension, which they borrowed from their bigger luxury cars. It has a car-to-X function that actually talks to the road. If there's a pothole ahead that another Mercedes hit, your car will know and adjust the suspension before you even reach it. The Porsche has air suspension too, but it's tuned to keep the car flat in corners so you can drive it like a sports car. The Mercedes is tuned to make you feel like you're floating on a cloud. This is the category that usually makes or break an EV purchase. Porsche went big with a 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Because of that 800-volt system, it can charge at a crazy 270 kilowatts. If you find a fast enough charger, you can go from 10% to 80% in just 21 minutes. In terms of range, the Macan 4 is EPA rated at 308 miles, and the base model can even reach 315 miles. Those are solid numbers for a performance SUV. The Mercedes is using a slightly smaller 94 kilowatt-hour battery. They're claiming a huge range of over 440 miles on the European cycle, but don't let that fool you. The US EPA ratings are always much lower. Expect the real-world US range to be right around 310 miles for the long-range version. The Mercedes can actually peak at 320 kilowatts, which is technically faster than the Porsche. They claim it can add 188 miles of range in just 10 minutes. However, the Porsche is known for holding its high speed for longer. One cool thing the Mercedes has is bi-directional charging. This means in a power outage, your car can actually run your house for a few days. The Porsche really doesn't focus on that. It just wants to get you back on the road as fast as possible.
Walking into these cabins feels like walking into two different worlds. The Porsche Macan EV is very driver-focused. You sit low, the steering wheel is small and thick, and there's a 12.6-inch curved instrument cluster right in front of you. There's also a 10.9-inch center screen and an optional 10.9-inch screen just for the passenger, so they can watch movies or play games without the driver seeing. Porsche kept a few physical buttons for the climate control, which is a huge plus if you hate digging through menus just to change the temperature. The Mercedes GLC EV is a total screen fest. It offers the MBUX Hyperscreen, which is a single piece of glass that spans almost 40 inches across the entire dashboard. It's basically a giant TV in your car. It runs the new Mercedes-Benz operating system, which uses AI to learn your habits. If you always call your mom at 5 p.m. on your way home, the car will put her contact info on the screen right at that time. The Mercedes also has active ambient lighting. It's not just for looks. The lights will pulse red if you're about to drift out of your lane, or turn blue if you lower the AC. It even has a sound visualization feature where the lights dance to the beat of your music. The Mercedes interior is definitely more wow, but the Porsche interior feels more high quality and expensive in a traditional way. If you're buying an SUV, you probably need to carry stuff. The Porsche Macan EV has a 2.9 cubic foot frunk, or front trunk, which is great for a charging cable or a small grocery bag. The main trunk is about 18 cubic feet, which expands to 46.5 cubic feet if you fold the seats down. It's a bit tight because of that sloping roofline. The Mercedes GLC EV wins the practicality battle easily. It has a much larger 4 cubic foot frunk. The rear cargo area is also bigger, offering about 22 cubic feet with the seats up and over 56 cubic feet with them down. Because the Mercedes has a more traditional SUV shape, you can fit taller boxes and gear much easier than in the Porsche. It also has a longer wheelbase, which means the people sitting in the back get more legroom than they do in the Porsche. If you have tall kids or frequently go on big shopping trips, the Mercedes is the clear choice here. Here is the reality check. The Porsche Macan EV is very expensive. The base model starts at $80,300. The Macan 4 starts at $84,000, and if you want the turbo, you're looking at least $112,700 before you even start adding options. And trust me, Porsche options are legendary for being pricey. You could easily end up with a $130,000 Macan. The Mercedes GLC EV is expected to be more affordable for the average luxury buyer. While official US pricing is still being finalized for all trims, it's expected to start around $69,900 for the base electric model. The GLC 400 4MATIC will likely be around $74,500. That is a significant price difference right at the start. For that extra money, the Porsche gives you much better performance and a more prestigious badge, but the Mercedes gives you more tech, more space, and a smoother ride for less money. So, which one should you choose? It really comes down to what kind of driver you are. Choose the 2026 Porsche Macan EV if you actually enjoy driving and want that sports car feeling. If you want a car that handles like a dream, looks aggressive, and has the most respected badge in the business, the Porsche is the king. It's the better-built machine for people who love the road. It's for the person who wants the best performance possible and doesn't mind paying a premium for it. Choose the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLC EV if you want the ultimate tech experience and family comfort. If you care more about having a massive screen, a car that can power your house during an emergency, and a ride that feels like you're on a private jet, the Mercedes is for you. It's more practical, it has a better frunk, and it's much easier on your wallet. It's the perfect daily driver for someone who wants luxury and comfort without needing to win a race at every stoplight. Both of these cars are massive leaps forward from the gas-powered SUVs they are based on. Porsche has proven that an EV SUV can still feel like a Porsche, and Mercedes has shown that they can turn a car into a rolling supercomputer. No matter which one you pick, you're getting a top-tier piece of engineering. But the best one depends entirely on whether you value your 0 to 60 time or your screen size more. When we look at the safety tech, the Mercedes comes standard with Pre-Safe, which can actually tighten your seatbelts if the car thinks a crash is about to happen. It also has a center airbag between the driver and passenger. Porsche has great safety too, but they often make you pay extra for things like the surround view camera or the more advanced cruise control. The Porsche Macan EV has also increased its towing capacity for 2026 to 5,500 pounds. This is actually very high for a small electric SUV and beats the Mercedes, which is more focused on efficiency than pulling a heavy trailer. If you have a small boat or a couple of jet skis, the Porsche is surprisingly the more capable workhorse. In terms of wheel options, Porsche gives you way more variety, including lightweight carbon fiber inserts for the wheels to help with range. Mercedes focuses on aero wheels that look a bit more closed off to help the car slice through the wind. Inside the Porsche, the software is based on Android Automotive, which means Google Maps is built right in and works perfectly. The Mercedes uses its own MB.OS, which is very fast and has amazing 3D graphics for the navigation, showing you exactly which lane to be in with augmented reality arrows that appear on the screen. Ultimately, the Porsche is a driver's tool, while the Mercedes is a luxury sanctuary. The Porsche wants you to take the long way home through the curvy roads. The Mercedes wants you to sit back, turn on the massaging seats, and let the AI handle the stress of the commute. Both represent the absolute best of 2026 German engineering.